everyone. Welcome back to another episode of One and a Half Piece, episode number 3 and 4, because this will probably also end up being 2 podcast episodes. This is a podcast about a random person that has never watched even a single episode of the popular anime One Piece, and that random person would be me, Siv. Hello! And in each episode, I will have a guest on here that knows way more about the story of the Straw Hat Pirate. And today, that guest is Viv, aka Leaves Underscore Viv, back by popular demand. Hello!
Hello! Thank you for inviting me for the 3rd and 4th episode right now.
And this will probably not be the last.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I gotta say, and I don't care if I sound self-obsessed, but I did listen to that podcast and I found ourselves hilarious.
Me too.
So, right, we left off with episode 5, or we watched episode 5. That was the last thing we've seen. And we're starting with episode 6. Quick reminder, we left off with Nami aiming the Buggy cannon at Buggy and his crew, and Zoro got stabbed in the back by Buggy.
Oh yeah, cliffhanger at episode 5.
And I already predicted that Buggy's not going to die.
Wow, really?
Which was not a far-fetch. Well, Nami shoots at Buggy, so she actually does shoot at Buggy, and we see Zoro, who tries to lift up the cage even though he's bleeding out, and in the cage is Luffy. He's still chained up, right? I didn't write that down, but I think he's still like tied up. Do you remember that?
I think he is, but he's in the cage after all, so...
Yeah, right, he's also in the cage. And Zoro meets Nami for the first time for real. I didn't notice that, but that's the first time they meet face to face. And Nami is immediately bamboozled by his strength.
Yeah, and they lock eyes. Ooh.
And then they lock eyes. Which I don't know, it always gives me an ick when they do scenes like this. I always feel like they're insinuating that there's romance, but I know that there isn't. You know what I mean? It gives you this... it's loaded with romantic energy.
And we hate romantic energy.
We hate romance.
Yes.
So yeah, Zoro attempts to carry Luffy, and Nami is disgusted by him being a pirate.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, fair enough, but also they did care for them. She put out the Buggy cannon on the first time to not shoot them. And Buggy, I wrote with 3 question mark summons Moji.
Yeah, kind of, right?
It seemed like he summoned Moji, and we see a lion-like dude. Oh no, now I get it. I first thought that the lion was Moji.
Oh.
And I thought, okay, that's a weird-looking dude. And then I realized, no, that's a lion. And then we see a weirdly shaved dude.
But Moji is his head, should it resemble a sheep?
I'm not sure. I'm also not sure if it's a head or is it part of his hair.
It's part of his hair, I guess. I thought so.
I mean, they're all wearing weird animal-like hats.
Because they are the weird guys of Buggy's crew. They're all weirdos there. Or how do you say?
I always just assume... I honestly thought it's because they, since they resemble a circus, and circus have animals, that they, resemble the animals? Maybe that's too deep, but... Let's continue. We see Zoro carrying Luffy, and then Zoro passes out in front of a white dog. And Luffy moves over there with the cage, and the dog is super judgy, and Luffy starts pulling faces, which is just very weird. And then he boops the dog, which you should never do. Don't just boop a dog. And the dog bites his face.
The dog! Inu!
Yeah, but... Okay, wait. As soon as I get to it, I'll point something out that bugs me. Zoro is wounded, and then he passes out.
Yeah.
And it always seems like he's sleeping, but I assume he just medically passes out.
But maybe he's sleeping too.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, because he passes out, and I always think he passes out from, I don't know, blood loss or whatever, exhaustion. But then he's always sleeping in the
because they cure themselves by sleeping. Later on, we will get there where he is taken to a house where you could sleep the pain away, and actually they sleep to get the wounds healed. Yeah.
I wish that would work that in real life.
I wish it would too. Yeah.
Nami shows up and gives them the key, but for the sole reason to not be indebted by to pirates. and for whatever fucking reason, the dog eats the key. Why? Why does he do that? That doesn't. And the next thing, Luffy chokes the dog.
Yeah.
And my notes say, "Don't show this, Peter."
Yeah.
This is so unreasonable. The whole scene is so unreasonable.
I really don't know an answer to that, actually, but probably Shushu doesn't like his face. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. And yeah, as you said, the dog's name is Shushu.
Oh, yeah.
A weird old man shows up who's apparently the mayor of the city. Do we ever learn his name? No, he's always referred to as the mayor, I believe.
Yeah. I don't know his name either.
And he sees Zoro bleeding out and figures that, oh, you were probably attacked by Buggy, so let's take you in. He wants to take Zoro to the doctor immediately, but the doctor just doesn't give two shits, basically, and just Zoro needs to sleep. Quote from my boyfriend on this point: sleep all day, every day. Yeah. That's you.
That's basically you.
That's me. We have a quick shot of Zoro sleeping, and the dog also yawns and gets, EP. And Nami can pet him, but not Luffy. He's some personal feelings against Luffy. There's a pet store behind them specifically for pet food, and we learn that the dog belonged to the owner of that store, who passed away 3 months ago, and the dog still waits for the return, which is... It reminded me of the... wasn't there a dog in Tokyo, or... You know which one I mean? There's
a statue, right?
Yeah, with a statue.
Could be.
Wasn't that the same thing, that the man passed away and the dog kept waiting for him there?
But didn't the mayor say that he didn't wait for his owner? Because he's an intelligent dog, and he's he knows that his owner died, but he's still sitting there guarding the shop.
Yes, because he said that... I think there's a flashback where the owner says, "This is our biggest treasure," or whatever.
It's his treasure.
It's very,
it's
very
precious.
sad. Actually, now that you said it, literally my next notes are: the mayor thinks that Shushu knows that the owner is dead since he's smart.
So I spoiled it there. Sorry.
No worries, I just didn't read. The mayor believes that the dog is guarding the store since it's his very own treasure. Yeah. And since it's in his remembrance, the mayor tried to move the dog, but he won't budge. And the dog brings back an empty bowl. And we see that this bowl is being shaken by something in the city, like the floor is shaking, like an earthquake. And it's accompanied by growls that sound like lion. Great. You need to become a voice actress.
I should.
You would be a better voice actress than the voice actress that voices Shushu in Japanese.
Oh my goodness. Can we please talk about it?
We'll get there. We'll get there, because I have many thoughts about that. Nami wonders what it is, but the mayor already knows that it's Moji. So Moji is well known, I assume. Yeah. And only Shushu and... Oh, that's an L. Apparently I did a lowercase L, and I thought it says only Shushu and I stayed behind. I was like, no, I didn't.
And I, yeah.
Me and Shushu.
You were in that village.
Oh yeah, and Luffy stays behind because he's in the cage. Yeah. Which Mayor and Nami just left him behind. That's all right.
Yeah, for some reason Nami is gone out of she disappeared.
But she doesn't care. We learned that she doesn't care. She doesn't want to be involved with pirates. And Luffy begs the dog for the keys, but since he still can't leave his cage. Although I have a question. Yeah. If he is a rubber man, shouldn't he able to squeeze through? Technically?
Technically, yes.
Isn't he like Elastigirl, but like what with a straw hat?
Yes, but I'm thinking of a form that, like, if he would be flat, but I can't remember.
Because he can get big, so he can also get flat,
Technically, yes. But there isn't such a form, I guess, where he's like making himself thinner. Is there?
I don't know.
Sorry to actually offend Ruffy fans here. But I really don't know.
Viv doesn't know. She's off the podcast.
Disgrace. No,
disgrace.
Actually, but I would think like a rubber you use in school, right? It has its own form, and you can just flatten it too.
Yeah, my theory is he would have been able to get out of
Oh
there.
yeah, maybe he would.
But Luffy begs the dog for the keys, which I'm wondering, what does he think is gonna happen? That he's gonna throw it up or shit it out very fast?
Shit it out, probably.
Shit it out. We see a very weird looking lion. I feel like the lion looks like he could be a character in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
He's weirdly defined.
He has red
He hits
eyes.
the gym.
Yeah.
He's grayish, and then there's a dude who reminded me personally. I've never seen One Punch Man, but the face looks a lot like the One Punch Man of Moji.
Moji?
Look it up.
Yeah.
Tell me he doesn't look like the One Punch Man.
No, the dude is called Saitama. But
I don't know, the bald guy.
Yeah, the bald guy, he is called Saitama, but I would not say so. I'm literally looking at Moji right now, but yeah, okay, maybe in the farthest connection I could make here.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, then I'm wrong.
Not for me, but for you, maybe.
Yeah, I've also never watched One Punch Man, so maybe this is why I thought he looked like that.
He's like really this character or expressionless face is the One
exactly.
Punch Man.
It's this half closed eyes.
Yeah, like that. The EP eyes.
The EP, the stone face. I would have said not EP.
Yeah.
But
Oh well.
This dude introduces himself as Moji the Dumpter.
Yeah.
And he's part of Buggy's crew. And I wrote down Dumpter, and then my boyfriend corrected me and said it's not Dumpter, it's Tamer. In English. I
wrote down Dumpter too.
It's the German word. I thought it was an international
word.
But
I looked it up in English. Tamer. Yeah.
It is Tamer, yeah.
That's from Digimon Tamers. Ha ha ha. Okay, well. Go on.
Luffy comments on the weird looking costume that Moji is wearing. And I first thought it was a beard with like weird animal ears, but it's a weird hat, like the ones from the previous episode that we talked about. Moji thinks Luffy's only relaxed because Luffy allegedly believes he's safe in there, but he just doesn't know that Luffy is just stupid and naive.
Yeah.
And never recognizes danger, even if it's up his ass.
Yeah.
Moji comes down from this big ass lion, and he's wearing paw shoes, which look like those cozy shoes, like for your home. like the ones you have from Pushy.
Yeah, true.
He's just trying to stay cozy.
Cozy and warm with his feetsies.
Yeah, with his feetsies. He attempts to approach Shushu, and Shushu bites him.
Yeah.
And then Moji asks where Zoro is, which I was confused. I thought it was after Luffy and Nami, but apparently it was after Zoro.
Yeah.
Which I don't... Does Buggy say that explicitly? He doesn't say anything, right?
I thought he heard about the pirate hunter would be on the island, and because Zoro is quite popular among the people in this East Blue Sea, they know him, but they don't know Luffy. So he would challenge Zoro in order to get the strongest man out of the way. You know?
Okay.
So, like, Moji is probably the secondant of Buggy, and probably we know later on another guy is a secondant to Buggy. There are always some antagonists, and the strongest is always up for the fight with Luffy, and the other ones are for the lower.
Oh, okay, for the background dancers.
For the background dancers, right.
Okay, so he's after Zoro. He doesn't know that. I assume he doesn't know that Luffy is the one in the cage. And we learn that the lion's name is Richie. Is it because of Lionel Richie?
Never thought about that.
It must be because of that.
Or who were the dudes with the tiger show? Do you remember them?
With the tiger show?
Yeah, and they died.
You mean the Tiger King?
No. These dudes that were a magician in our world.
With tiger costume?
Yes! Not the tiger costume.
Wait, were they like German magicians?
No, American magicians.
And they were on German TV?
They were like worldwide TV. Tiger
I only know the
show.
masked magician and David Copperfield.
Yeah, it was something similar to David Copperfield. Who were they? Siegfried und Roy.
They are not American.
They are American.
Are they? They sound very Wait, Sigmund und Freud?
Siegfried und Roy.
Oh!
Oh, shit.
I thought you said Sigmund und Freud. I was like, oh, that's
No,
stupid.
it's not Richie, it's Roy, actually, but I thought it would be similar to these.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They are from Germany.
But they are from Germany. Okay. You see, they're not American. Okay, the lion's name is Richie. And the lion jumps on the cage with that force, he breaks the cage open and yeets Luffy into a building, and Moji considers Luffy dead.
Yeah.
He just thinks he dealt with him and that's it. He then tells Richie that he did well and should track down Zoro. And Richie wants to go to the pet food store, which Shushu is guarding. And you can't joke around with Shushu.
Mm.
And now, the worst part of those 5 episodes happened. What the fuck did they think when they voiced that fucking dog?
Oh, whoa, 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 oh!
Oh my god, you were voicing it so perfectly.
Yeah, they basically put a woman there and then told her do a bark, and then she was like, okay.
I would never bark for a man.
Yeah. And then she did it. I don't know how much money did she get for that job, but
it's just not a good job.
Nah.
Like, I don't want to offend her, but that's not how dogs sound.
Oh. It's like, basically, do you know, in some other languages the barking have its own style, like
sounds,
in German it's Wuff, I guess, and I think in Russian oder Vau, but in Russian it's Af, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe
Af.
I thought I had this, I don't know, feeling it should be probably something Japanese-y style.
Yeah, no, the problem is not the sound. The problem is that it's like a human voice coming out of Shushu. I mean, I know we're watching an anime about devil's fruit, but a dog sounding like a human. It's not alright.
Maybe they want to make Shushu a bit more realistic, not realistic,
realistic.
More personal with ingoing.
It's like with a personality.
Yeah, with personality. That's what I was looking for.
Well, it didn't work.
Yeah, not for me too.
Luffy's just rubbing his head and getting out of that mess, and he's ready to fight everyone and make Nami their navigator.
Yeah. And
Nami and the mayor are very stunned by why he's still alive, and the mayor asks about his plans. Oh, the mayor, I noted that he has a name, and his name is Pudel. Oh yeah, this is so weird. This is a furry town. They have animal ears, weird paws as cozy slippers. But this is a Buggy crewmate, and this is the mayor. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why they settled there. Yeah, kind of. Maybe. Yeah, right. We get a flashback of how Shushu helped the store owner and how he said that the store belonged to them both. And it's so weird. I still can't get used to the sound of the dog. And we get a flashback of how Shushu ate the food in the store, which is really cute. He's really beat up, but he still fights Richie in the real, in the today time, at the current time. And we then see another flashback of how the owner ordered him to protect the store, and we see the store burning down. And Moji got bitten by Shushu, and I said hopefully he gets rabies and some tetanus shots. And the lion is quietly carrying a bag of foodies. Yeah. The lion is kind of cute. Really? He's a big cat. But he has red eyes. So what? Do you think it's not dangerous to go near a lion with red eyes? But you do you. Are you judging by appearances? Yes. We then see Luffy, and everyone is confused as to why he's still standing. Moji is convinced that he was convinced that he killed Luffy. Luffy uses Gum Gum Hammer, where he twirls his arms around and grabs the lion, which I wrote in brackets. Not sure what the twirling does exactly, but he twirls those arms around, grabs the lion, and throws it head down. And Moji yells out, "Richie!" Richie! Yeah, I don't know if this move, Gomu Gomu no Hammer, is
anytime coming back again. I'm really not sure. Maybe I should do some Google work.
Moji realizes that Luffy is just like Buggy in terms of power, and Moji apologizes, but Luffy doesn't accept it because the dog's treasure is already burned down, and Luffy wants to avenge him. Nami sees the burned down house and says that all pirates are the same and wants to kill Luffy, but the mayor goes in between, and Luffy gives the last pack of food from the line to Shushu, and Nami has the realization that Luffy did this for the dog and is stunned. And the dog grabs the food and leaves, and then he barks at Luffy, and we don't see him again for quite some time. And Nami gets emotional. Did you find
Yes.
stuff about? Okay.
It's just there. It's only used against Moji and Richie then, or Richie respectively. But yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was weirded out by Gomu Gomu no Sushi is the actual word.
Wait, what was it? Was it
Sushi?
Sushi. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to go on with the next episode?
It's still the same episode.
Still the same.
Yeah, we have another shot of Buggy, who's angry that Moji lost against Zoro. And Moji corrects him and says that Luffy was the one that defeated him and not Zoro. And Buggy gets even angrier and is ready to burn down the whole city and says to prepare all the Buggy cannonballs that they have. Meanwhile, Nami apologizes for yelling at Luffy, but he has no hard feelings because he has a soft heart. And the mayor keeps beating himself up about not doing anything, and he tells how this village came to be and how the city was a treasure to him. There's a lot of comparisons of like what treasure, like what people see as treasure for themselves, which is really pretty. Very like wonderful, not pretty. He and all the inhabitants are like really loving this village. And in the new shot, we see Buggy preparing the special cannonballs and shooting just away a big chunk of the city. Is the whole city uninhabited? Like, he didn't kill anyone, did he? He just blew away the city, right?
Yeah, I think they gathered in some other location to not get killed by Buggy's cannons.
Okay, at least no one got killed.
Yeah.
And the house where Zoro's in is also getting hit, and everyone just thinks Zoro's dead, and he just says, "What a way to wake someone up." And says he didn't get enough sleep. The mayor gets angry and says he can't take it anymore. He's going to fight Buggy, and Buggy. I keep saying Buggy. Buggy.
The Buggy man.
Buggy, and is ready to avenge the city, and Nami has to hold him back. Luffy supports it, that the mayor wants to avenge his city, and Nami is in disbelief. She fears that the mayor is just going to die, that there's no way he's gonna win this fight. The mayor runs off, and Zoro is really happy and says the party just has started. They are ready to fight. All are ready to fight except for Nami. She is very confrontational. Luffy says that he's going to take back the map in hopes that that's going to motivate Nami. But she says she's never going to join pirates. However, she's ready to work together for the same greater good. The last shot of this episode, Buggy prepares the second cannonball, and the mayor arrives to call him out for a duel. Mayor Poodle. Oh, now I wrote it down. Why did I only write it down here?
Yeah.
Did they only say it here, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's late in the episode.
Buggy disagrees and says that a city can't be a treasure, only gold, silver, and jewels. Buggy says that all the treasure in the world belongs to him, and he threatens to kill the mayor together with the city, but before he can shoot, Luffy turns up and separates Buggy's hand that flew forward to grab the mayor's collar. Buggy is flabbergasted, and Luffy says he is here like he promised.
Nice.
That's how the episode ends.
The hero
now you can go.
We needed. Yeah, what I find interesting about Nami and her perception of like pirates is that when Zoro in the beginning of the episode was carrying Luffy in his cage and was bleeding like hell, he did something good. She was really flabbergasted too, because she doesn't know pirates that are good. And for her, every pirate is evil. And she said that every pirate is equal. They're all equal. They're all evil in that case.
Did Zoro already agree to be a pirate? Yeah, no, he did. He joined the crew, right?
He joined. Yeah, I think some actions that the Mugiwara crewmates do are really, giving up some thinking in Nami's head. Say it like that. Did Luffy defeat Moji in this episode?
No, he didn't defeat him yet. I believe there's still another showdown later. So we're starting to episode 7. We have an angry Buggy, and Nami bargains with Zoro as to like why she's here, what her whole purpose is. The mayor wants to fight by himself, and Luffy punches him and knocks him out.
Yeah.
Everyone is stunned, even
Boss
Buggy.
move.
I'm not sure if like resolving like with violence is a boss move.
Yeah, because if you would verbally tell the mayor to not do that, he would not trust you, or he would really do his own thing, and he would probably will go further in order to face Buggy and in order to get himself killed. And Ruffy is like doing his thing on his own style, in his own style. That is the solution to not get the mayor killed. That was.
I still feel like there must have been a better way. But okay, let's go with that. That was the only way to solve this.
Yeah, for Ruffy at least.
For Ruffy. Everyone is stunned. Yeah, Ruffy has like a brain that is just a chestnut.
Yeah.
Everyone is stunned, even Buggy, and Zoro is the only one who says that was a good decision. But only because Zoro really endorses violence.
But I would truly stick to my argumentation here. Probably
there was no other way to stop him.
Yeah. There was no other way.
Okay, let's say there was no other way. Yeah. Luffy taunts Buggy with the big nose and calls him big nose. And Buggy is highly triggered and wants to shoot the cannon. And Luffy does gum gun balloon and blows up his tummy, where the cannonball flies into him and shoots back at Buggy and his crew. And they destroy one more building, by the way. What?
Gomu Gomu no Fusen. This move will eventually come later on. Quite some times.
I think I know when.
When?
I think when what's his name? Greybeard, Whitebeard, whatever his name is.
Yeah, go on.
His grandfather.
His grandfather? What?
Wait, isn't it like Luffy's, like the Marine attack Luffy's ship?
Yeah.
And then he does the thing again? Oh no, he does a different thing, I believe.
I don't know. Like,
I think it was
it's his main projectile repellent move. But his there's a character in One Piece, he's called Whitebeard. Yes, not Greybeard.
I don't know any color.
But he is not his granddad. Garb.
Wasn't it in Netflix? Didn't they have like the shot where he says, "That's my grandfather," and everyone goes, "Grandfather?"
Yeah, but that's Garb and not Whitebeard.
Oh, I thought it was the same person.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
Now you're
in hot waters.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Thin ice.
Okay, well let's continue before I can do any more mistakes.
That's hilarious. That's so fucking hilarious. Okay, I love it already.
Well, anyway, everyone is super shocked. So Buggy and his whole crew and Nami. Zoro is not too fazed by it, and Nami wants an explanation to which Luffy just says, "Oh, it's gum gum balloon."
Basically,
that's not an explanation, but
Monte. Sorry, Monte.
Okay.
It's like destroying my couch. Oh, he's looking at me. I'm sorry. Go on. Or
no, it's alright.
Repeat it.
Nami wants an explanation for as to what she's just seen, and Luffy just says, "Oh, it's gum gum balloon," which is just that's not an explanation, Luffy. But okay, Buggy of course survives this whole thing. Moji wakes up in the ruins and sees that everyone around him is dead or passed out. He wants to warn Buggy and says, "Luffy's a rubber man," and that explains the case to everyone. He did a better explanation than Luffy did. And we see a new character that had a short appearance in the Netflix show, and I remember my boyfriend being sad that Kabaji didn't have more meaning. Yeah. He emerges and he just uses Richie as a shield.
But then Moji is defeated already. Is he?
Doesn't... yeah, no, he is defeated. Never
mind.
So,
because
I thought there was another...
This one still... Do you remember it? Where Ruffy knocks down Moji, and this is like this yellowish still scene.
Wasn't that
iconic.
Only episode 7?
I don't know. I wrote it down on episode 6. Most iconic still. How Ruffy smashes Moji in the ground.
Oh, then I maybe just didn't write it down. I thought it happened later, but you are most likely right. We learn that Richie is scared of Kabaji, who has, I quote, legs for ages. that I said? Are you sharing your screen? Oh, that one.
Yeah, that's iconic. And this was, I think, the time I was intrigued by this fucking whole anime. I found this still so fucking cool. Yeah.
It is cool.
It's super cool. Okay, go on.
Right. Kabaji has legs for ages because he's like really, really long
Yeah.
legs.
Long legs.
And he requests to fight Luffy and reveals that he's an acrobat. So you see he like really belongs to the circus. He jumps up and lands on a unicycle. Zoro intervenes though, and they both reveal that they heard of each other. And the old man is an arsonist. Like he blows fire into the face and kicks Zoro's wound. And this is not fair. He noticed that Zoro is wounded and just kicks him in the wound.
Yeah, they are pirates.
Life
isn't fair.
Life isn't fair. That's true. They have very different, not they. He has a very different fighting techniques, and they are all cold after some aerobic techniques. I couldn't write them all down; it was just too much.
Yeah.
Nami calls Kabaji out for using weakness, and then I have another note. Why does the unicycle squeak like this? There's a whole scene where Kabaji is just on the unicycle. Yeah, it goes like wee wee wee. So unnecessary. Nami is very angry that Luffy isn't doing anything, and Kawaji just declares Zoro dead after he just kicked him. But Zoro stands back up and he lets Kawaji hurt him again. When this is when we learn that he wants Kawaji to weaken him as much as he needs to defeat him, so he disrespects him. Kawaji turns it around and says that these injuries will be enough of an excuse for him to lose. Luffy cheers Zoro on Zoro, and Nami has had enough and just leaves.
Yeah.
She says she's going to use this moment to steal a treasure, and then Kawaji jumps up and uses weird Beyblades, I call them.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is just what did he call them? 100 kamikaze or something like that, right?
I really don't know, but yeah, I didn't write down every move from him, but yeah.
Yeah, it was just too many. Meanwhile, Nami sneaks up behind Buggy and finds a basement and is ready to steal the treasure on the map. And Kabaji is, I wrote down, Kabaji is a Pokemon because he announces all of his attacks.
Yeah. And even Buggy announces his. And
Luffy too.
But I thought Buggy is fucking dumb for announcing his, because his was chop chop cannon and then sneak move. And probably you shouldn't announce.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna make
moves.
it sneak.
Yeah. So I watched it in with German subs, and there he called his move Trenn Kanone Anschleicher.
Oh my god.
And this was probably no Anschleicher at all. It was like seriously obvious what he was aiming for. So fucking
Fun
dumb.
fact. Fun fact about German language. So, schleichen is sneaken.
Yeah.
And for anyone who doesn't speak German, there's a word we use, which is to do a schleicher, which is when you fart really quietly.
Yeah.
And it sneaks out of your asshole.
Yeah.
That's a schleicher. That's a sneaker.
Cute. So, Buggy farts in this
Linguistics
episode.
with Sif and Viv. Buggy also starts fighting, and he sends his hand flying to grab Zoro so Kawaji can end him. But Luffy steps on Buggy's hand while it's flying towards him. We switch scenes. Nami turns on the light and finds the treasure in the basement. And while she's trying on a crown, which is kind of cute, not gonna lie, it's so cute how she tries it on, she's approached by a woken up and apparently drunk pirate, which we can tell by the way he moves and reacts and everything.
He has his blush on the cheeks.
Oh yeah, right. He's right. He's like blushing. And Nami uses his alcoholic state, a drunken state, and pretends that she got hit and shows him her cleavage, which is Nami, you can do better than that.
The power of a woman.
The power of tits.
Yes. But I thought this scene was a bit dumb too, because he wanted to get himself some drink, and he was irritated and wanted to turn so she could hit him there. And
there were many possibilities for her to get away from that scene. And
she just pulled this card.
She pulled that card. She showed her cleavage, and he's an average Twitch viewer. I wrote down.
Average Twitch viewer. Yes.
So he's just an average Twitch viewer, and by knocking him out, she sees that he's wearing keys around his neck, and this is what opens the chest to get the map.
Convenient.
We are back to the fighting scene. Zoro is super hurt, and Kabaddi doesn't stop talking smack. Zoro stands back up again. And Kabaddi says he's going to use his real power, but that just doesn't take long. Zoro uses Onigiri attack, and I guess he kills Kabaddi.
Kills? I don't know if you could kill anybody in the One Piece universe.
Well, that's true, yeah, but like he
so they get knocked
him
out, so to say. But yeah,
Zoro passes out again and says he's going to nap.
Yeah. Do you know what onigiri is in Japanese? Do you know that?
Isn't that sushi where there's no nori and only the salmon on top? Isn't that onigiri?
Actually, no. That's Inside Out roll.
No.
The onigiri is this triangle thing out of rice, and there is nori, and it's like a lunch break.
This is so stupid. I buy onigiri all the time for work.
Okay, so yeah, it's cute that he has moves that are dishes from Japanese bento or something like that.
I would have expected, I mean, we haven't met Sanji yet, but I do know who Sanji is. Yeah. I would have expected Sanji to have an attack like that.
True. I thought about this too, but actually there is a saying that one member of the crew resembles or should resemble a country. And Zoro is assigned to Japan, actually.
Oh, yeah, and Sanji's like assigned to France, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere.
Okay, then never mind. I take that back, whatever you said. But what is that sushi called that? I didn't mean Inside Out. I mean where it's really just rice and on top there's salmon.
Nigiri.
Ah, nigiri. I was close that I thought that's onigiri.
Nigiri?
Okay, nigiri.
Yeah. That with the salmon on top, right?
The salmon.
What did I say?
It's salmon, not salmon. It's written salmon, but it said salmon.
Oh, I did pronounce it wrong. No.
I had the same thing with almond, because I keep saying almond, but it's almond.
I thought I never heard about the L being silent.
No, my boyfriend always makes fun of me because of that, so I know.
But one interesting fact about onigiri, if I may end this, is actually oni means in Japanese something like demon. Do you know this?
What?
Yeah, oni is demon. So in Japanese folklore or folk blah blah blah, oni means demons or some yokai. Yokai are ghosts, but oni is a demon. And for example, this my fox, this kitsune, is an oni actually too. So and this masks things are onis too. So actually, this means oni, also demon cutter, slice up the demons. And that's crazy because it's like ambiguous in that case.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, but now that makes way more sense.
Yeah. So, and all three swords are used in this technique. Like he has this one in the mouth and the two on the side. And then he's like pulling forward and then slicing with each
You
of
said
three.
4 swords. You mean 3, right?
Three, of course. Where
I was like, where was the fourth? Was it the one in his butt cheeks?
Yeah. I'm sorry. 3, of course. 3 sword style onigiri.
Hello, real quick. This is Editing Civ. I don't know what past Civ had with her ears that day. You obviously heard that Viv did say 3, not 4. What the hell, Civ? Anyway, I just found this part way too funny to cut it out. Back to the podcast. Buggy is mad. Nami's Nami is pulling a big bag full of treasures and starts encouraging herself, but her conscience kicks in and she can't leave because she sees her future friends struggling. Buggy asks what the hell Luffy wants to do on the Grand Line, and Luffy tells, again for the 1000th time, how he wants to become king of the pirates, and Buggy gets unreasonably mad, turns into Wolverine with the knives between his fingers, and apparently, and at that point it was like very surprising to me because I didn't know that, and I wrote in caps lock, apparently he knows Shanks. It was like a big like, whew, what the fuck? And Luffy asks how Buggy knows Shanks, and Buggy for like no reason starts saying, "Oh, maybe I don't," which just doesn't make any sense.
Just anime things.
He does chop chop rice cracker, and then he turns like into a disc like of blades where he like a weird frisbee, and they fight back and forth. Luffy does gum gum sickle. The crew of Buggy pretends to be knocked out so they don't have to participate.
That's funny as fuck. But did you hear the sound, the music that was playing there?
No, what was
when
the music?
He fights? It's this one. Duh, duh, duh.
Oh yeah.
Duh, 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 duh. Duh, 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 duh. This is one of the best fucking themes ever. It's called Overtaken, and this is when shit's about to go hard.
Did you see the TikTok of the German orchestra playing it live on TV?
Yeah, that was so
amazing.
awesome. Which orchestra was it? It was
It's something from the CDF something.
Yeah, it was a really big one. That
was really cool. And the keyboard player was wearing a straw hat. She was wearing a Luffy outfit.
My girl.
I always thought that if I ever will have ads on the podcast, they're gonna be introduced with and when the ads end, it's gonna be and when I'm gonna have ad reads that I read, it's gonna be
yeah.
Yeah, right. Buggy scratches Luffy's face, and by that he also hits the head, which is his treasure, Luffy yells out. Nami surprised how like this little thing, like this hat, could get to Luffy this upset. And especially if he's usually so chill.
Yeah.
Buggy attacks him from behind and pierces the head. And there's a flashback of how Shanks saves Luffy. Buggy trash talks the meaning of the hat, and Luffy reveals it's Shanks' hat. Buggy's surprised and says he remembers this hat and that he and Shanks were comrades. He stomps the head, and Luffy gets really upset that Buggy says they were comrades. And like there's this weird shot where like Buggy's head flies off and just says, "Buggy dead."
Yeah, I laughed my ass off.
I thought it was like weird comical relief.
Buggy dead.
And Luffy tries to get more info, and the last thing we hear is Buggy saying that he'll never forgive Shanks, and we don't know what for. Dum dum.
Dum dum. Was it in the live action that you didn't know that they know each other? Shanks?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. So this is news to you, right?
It wasn't news to me. This is why I wrote down, apparently he knows Shanks, question mark. Yeah. I was very surprised by that.
What do you think about that?
Well, at that point, I didn't really know what to think because I was too occupied writing down notes.
Fair enough.
I mean, by now I know what happened because it's like in the next episode they tell us. But we reached a point where I already know I will have to edit a break or like edit the ending of the podcast episode. So dear listeners, thank you very much for listening. Viv, if people want to find you, where can they do so? I know you hate that question, but
there. No, actually, I'm Leaves Viv, and I'm on Twitch, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, and now on Blue Sky, new in. So if you want to follow me there, it would be awesome.
It's Leaves_Viv, not Leaves Viv.
It's Leaves point and Leaves underscore or Leaves Viv
period
in
Viv.
One. So you should probably do some testing there. I really don't know on which platform, which tag. Probably should give myself another tag. But yeah, okay.
We just have like too many things to talk about. Worry not, episodes 8 to 10 will be covered in the next episode. And you will hear more on the next episode of 1.5 Piece. Yeah, I'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. Thank you to all the people that already rated this podcast. And it would mean everything to me if you who didn't rate the podcast yet, leave your thoughts below. It helps me improve this little project of mine and bring more joy to you. But without further ado, everyone, have an amazing night, morning, day, evening, wherever you are and whenever you're listening. Don't forget to be kind to yourself, stay cozy, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye!